I am preparing to go live. Let's see. Double check it, see how it's doing. All right, let's see. Yes, looks like it is working great. We are live. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the Zoom. If you're watching live, give us just a moment while we prepare for the meeting today. And I'm going to be right with you. I'm just going to go into the Zoom and let in some people who are waiting in the chat room already. All right. Okay, very good. Well, while we're waiting for everyone to connect and come on in, I'm going to be putting some information into the chat for us today. And what I want to do today is I want to do something really special. I want to do a live interactive and just have a good question and answer time where I can just be here for you. You can ask me your questions. We can talk about your health concerns. And I just want to be here to love on you and give you the hope that you need today. So that is what we're going to be doing. And from iPhone says, too cool. Thank you so much. Well, I'm happy. Who are you, iPhone? Tell me who you are. Don't be shy, you guys. Please feel free, once your audio connects, please feel free to unmute yourselves and talk to me. Tell me where you're from, how you doing, tell me your name. I see Amy is here. I see Margot is here. iPhone says, let me figure this all out. Yeah. I know the Zoom thing is really fun. Typically there is on the very bottom of your phone or of your controls on your computer, wherever you're watching this from, if you tap on your phone there, it will bring up the Zoom controls, and there's this little thing that says mute. It looks like a little microphone, and there's this other little thing that says video. And so you guys, if you choose to, you please feel free to turn on your videos. You can unmute your microphones and you can talk. I see. Oh, Nick, gotcha. Look, you did it. Good job. Very good job. You're getting it. So you guys can either talk to me through the chat, or you can unmute and you can talk to me directly. It's totally up to you. If you're a little shy, please feel free to do it through the chat, and I'm happy to answer your questions there. And what I want to do while we're waiting for more people to jump on here, I think we have over 56 people that are signed up for the meeting today. And that's quite a lot of people. And I know that not everybody joins live. A lot of people will wait for a recording that they can hop on after work and whatever. And so, however many we get live is just fine. I'm always happy to help everyone. And what I want to do is I want to put some information into the chat for you. Okay, first of all, this link that I'm putting into the chat is a link for a full-length video that we created that you can watch that gives you a whole lot of really cool information that you can watch. It's all about your health, but we're going to be talking a lot about that information today too as I answer your questions for you. And then I also want to give you, right from the start, I want to give you our website. I mean, a lot of people already have that, but just in case, I want to go ahead and put this in here for you. It's just truewellnesstoday.net. That's our insight. There's a lot of great information on there. You can get a free discovery call there. And you can talk with Kaylee, my health strategist, who is also reversing very severe autoimmune disease and chronic illness. And she has an awesome story to tell, and you will love talking to her. She loves everybody, and we love her too. And I also want to give you our phone number. 434-9. There you go. So in case you'd rather talk to someone in person, you can always call, and Kaylee will be there to answer and talk to you and just, give you a lot of love. So let's see. Let's make sure I've got more people here. Very good. Look here at the chat and see what we got. Okay, Nick is from southeastern Wisconsin in the house. No questions yet, just happy to be here with you. That's awesome. How sweet. Thank you. I'm really glad you're here too. And then Nick says, I wish I would have taken this more seriously, watched your videos, and made a list of questions for you. Retiring master procrastinator. You're loud and clear. Love it. Great with the links. Okay, awesome. Well, that's okay, Nick, because as we start talking, I'm sure that the questions are going to pop into your head, and don't feel bad. I could probably talk for about 72 hours anyway. So just kidding. I really don't want to talk that long today. But if anyone has questions, please feel free to unmute. It looks like Margot's audio is not connecting. So I'm going to send a quick message to Margot. And just give me a second here. Her audio is not connecting. You might want to try. I'm coming back in. There we go. Okay. Awesome. All right. So let me get started teaching you guys some information today. And yes, it is doing the live streaming good. So this is being recorded into our YouTube channel and also 3 different places on our Facebook as well, our Facebook group, Facebook page, all of that. So, okay, let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to do something a little bit different today because I want to be able to, to just take the time to be live here and answer people's questions and just have a really nice discussion about our health, nice and honest, nice and open, give you what's possible scientifically, what isn't possible scientifically. We're not 100% there yet, but wow. Can we sure make a huge difference in areas where previously conventional doctors were saying, nope, you're incurable. Wow, that is just so not true anymore for most things. And, that's why I do what I do. And the thing that sets our company here apart is we are a Christian organization. We are a dedicated Christian mission. I started this company with the Lord. Actually, we should put that the other way around. The Lord really told me to start this company, and I wasn't even ready. I mean, I totally argued with him in the beginning. Like, I was scared to death. I was like, are you kidding? I'm not even completely healed myself yet. Right. But, as the Lord would have it, he just started bringing me people, and I just started helping them. And, went back to school, the whole avalanche effect. And, and now here we are today, literally helping thousands of people and being very humbly aligned with Health Experts Alliance, which is Dr. Isaac Jones' Christian organization. They are, this is an organization of the top precision medical scientists and doctors in the world. And we're all together for one important mission. And that's to let people know that there really is new science, that there truly are things that you can do way over and above what your conventional medical practitioner is going to tell you. And because there is so much new science, there's so much you can do, and people truly are healing from very serious disease. It's our mission to make sure that we get this information out to you. And the honest truth is that, yes, we're a company, right? Yes, we do need to help you with a program in order to stay in business. But our number one mission here is just to get the information to the public. Okay. It's all about loving you and teaching you the truth. Whether you ever pay me a dime or whether you go off to some of my other practitioner friends to do this work, you know what? It doesn't matter, because I know that the Lord is going to take care of this mission either way, right? And so my job on Wednesday afternoons is just to spend time with you, to teach you, to show you the truth, to love on you, to give you the hope that you need for whatever you're suffering with, and just answer those questions and, give you the truth. What you can do, what you can't do, what's a reality of the situation today as the science sits today. Okay. And so now, having said all that, and let me check the messages real quick and see what people are saying. Okay. Glacia, and supposedly incurable. Okay. And Amy says, most of my doctors have me dependent on medication to keep me out of pain and inflammation. Hello. That's exactly where everyone is at. Okay. Because that's what conventional medicine has to give us when we're a chronic illness patient, or when we are an autoimmune disease patient. Okay. Or whether we have diabetes or heart disease or whatever the name of it is, really doesn't matter. Okay. Most illness is caused from chronic inflammation. And we do have a massive amount of control over that chronic inflammation. It's just that no one has been taught how to do that. And that's what I'm here to teach you today. Okay. Let's see what else we say here in the chat. Nick says, appreciate you so much for this. Thank you, Nick. Just kind of found God again this last weekend. What, Nick? Oh my gosh. Watching near-death experiences. I love those too. It's crazy how it all works. Oh my gosh. Man, I hear that. Okay, we got to get deep into that at some point today. We definitely do have to get deep into that. Because if you get me on my preacher box, oh, watch out, you guys. Oh, we're going to have some fun. Okay. Amy says, I have a few illnesses umbrellaed under lupus. Okay, I had lupus antibodies as well. I know exactly what you're talking about. And actually, my PhD work was in lupus. More specifically, it was autoimmune disease. And then we really focused in on lupus. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And Nick says, yeah, let's take back control. That's exactly what it's about. And he says, Nick, I'm hoping I'm talking to a man because it says Nick, but I don't know because I can't hear your voice. You might be a girl with a really cute male name. I just don't know. Anyway, says, I'm ready to live better. Amen. Okay, I lived 15 years with chronic disability the whole time because of my PhD program, my master's program, everything that I was taught as an immunotoxicologist in autoimmune disease. I was taught that, okay, that's it for you. You're screwed, lady. You got 7 autoimmune diseases. There is no coming back from this. You are incurable. The best thing we can possibly do for you is put you on a ton of medication and keep your symptoms from overpowering you. And a lot of steroids, a lot of biologicals just to slow the progression of the disease, but we cannot cure you. You are going to die young, period. Boom. Okay. That was what I was not only taught in school. That's what every specialist I went to told me. And of course, I had 5 different specialists for all the different specific things that were going wrong in my body. Okay, well, I'm supposed to be dead today, according to all my conventional training and according to all the specialists that I talked to. And yet, let's see, do I look dead to you? Right. Actually, I just turned 60 this year. And actually, people that knew me 10 years ago, They come up to me if they see me, they haven't seen me for a long time, and they literally say, oh my gosh, because I've gotten so much healthier. Even my skin looks better. Like everything is better, right? And this is what you can really do, even after being so severely sick for so long. And literally, my chronic inflammation that was causing my autoimmune diseases was ongoing for decades, you guys. Okay. I mean, we know that just from looking at my history, we know that that was ongoing from my teenage years. Okay. Yet, even in my 50s, even after all that time of chronic inflammation and all the tissue damage that that caused, and all the medications that they gave me that then caused even more tissue damage and more cellular deficiencies, I was still able to reverse that for the most part. I'm not 100% well. Most people are considering me about 95% well at this point. I'll take it. Okay, will you take it? Yeah. And, you know, the average in precision science that we see people get well nowadays is about 80%. You know, some diseases, maybe only 50%, depending on, you know, how severe they are. But oh my gosh, will you take 50%? Okay, yeah, I'll take 50%. You know what I mean? Whatever we could do, right? Whatever we can do. I'm grabbing, like, I'm trying to look at bear with me, because I really am trying to look at the chat at the same time while I'm talking, which is really hard, but I am trying. Let's see, Nick says, thank you, Nick. He said, love your humor and personality. I'm a 35-year-old man. Okay, I know I'm talking to a man now. At the bottom of my health right now. I'm sorry. Hopefully only up from here to go. Amen. Okay. All right. So let's talk about that. Okay. First of all, I want to share something with you. Give me just a second. I'm going to share. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen, and I hope that I do this right here. Okay. If I share my screen and I do this and then go, I wonder if I can see all of that at the same time. I don't know. That puts me on the Facebook, and I want to go to here. And if I make this big, all right, so you guys tell me if I did that right. Hopefully, oops, wait a minute. No, I don't want that so big. Okay, hopefully you should be able to see this really nice slide that's pink and green and pretty, and it says the meat, why you have your issues, and I'm going to teach you how to take back your power. Okay, so let me just check. Yes, see, you see it. Okay, awesome. I don't know why that keeps getting big when I do that. Okay, anyway. All right, this is it. Okay, the number one thing that you guys need to know scientifically as we sit today, there is really only one main reason why Nick says he's at the bottom of his health today. Okay, why you feel all these different symptoms. Okay, why lupus occurs, or all these other symptoms under the umbrella of lupus occur in the first place. There is really one main reason. I've already said it once. I know you guys can probably guess what it is, because I don't think any of you have been living under a rock, and I know you're smart, and I know that you watch shows like Dr. Oz and Oprah, and I know that you probably look on the internet and you see there are literally 600,000 research studies now that have proven this. It's not my opinion. This is the scientific truth that I'm about to tell you. Okay, 600,000 research studies cannot be wrong. The main reason why you don't feel good, for whatever reason it is, most of the time it's because of chronic inflammation. Okay. And chronic inflammation is behind everything, you guys. It's behind even things like autism and Alzheimer's disease, whether it's the young or the old. It's behind cancer. It's behind overweight. It's behind diabetes. It's behind all the chronic autoimmune diseases, even heart disease, like everything, you guys, everything. And so your number one job as a patient is to learn how to be the CEO of your own health, to learn how to stop your own chronic inflammation. Okay. And the slide just, shows you, yeah, everybody's talking about that. So you guys probably already know that. Okay. But the next thing that your brain should be going to, once I tell you that information, and you probably already knew it, you probably feel overwhelmed. You probably feel like, yeah, well, so what? Chronic inflammation, but how do I fix the chronic inflammation for crying out loud, right? This is how, okay? And this is real science, and I'm going to try to make it as easy and simple as possible, okay? There are three main reasons why you have chronic inflammation. So we talked about that umbrella term. Let's call these the three different umbrellas for why you have chronic inflammation. Okay. And trust me on this one, you have all three. Okay. You don't just have one. So don't ever let a doctor tell you, honey, this is all in your head, or you're blowing this out of proportion, or it's just stress. That's all it is. You just need to relax. Walk out of the office and say, I'm sorry, you're wrong, because they are scientifically. So any doctor who still tells you that is living in the old school days of conventional medicine, when they were taught that if they didn't know how to deal with a conglomeration of symptoms, that they automatically assumed that it was just stress related. That's old school by about 50 years, okay? But unfortunately, I have people coming to me every day that are still telling me that their doctors are just giving them Xanax or Prozac and saying, this is mostly stress. It's not, okay? It is a combination of, yes, stress is involved, okay? Because stress causes inflammation. It's also your cellular deficiencies, things that your cells need that you're not getting for whatever reason. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for those. Okay. But the biggest one is the toxicities. Okay. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're all exposed to toxic stuff. Okay. However, we have never been this exposed in the world today. We have never been this overloaded with toxins, the human species and the planet in general, and the animals, the plants, all of us. We've never been this overloaded as we are today. It wasn't supposed to be this way. It's an experiment from the 1930s gone wrong. Okay. So let me check the chat, because I see there's a couple of things here and I don't want to miss what people are saying. And I think I'm supposed to make this, oops, let's make this smaller. Hold on. I got this. Let me get the tech here. Okay. The Zoom and go to the chat. I don't know why it's making the chat so big, you guys, but bear with me for a second. I can make it small. There it goes. Now I can make it small. Okay. All right, let me go back and see. Okay, prednisone. Okay, this is Amy. Prednisone has damaged my bones. Me too. Me too. Okay, I lost a lot of teeth. I'm osteopenic because of all the prednisone that I was on for a long time. I understand. Been trying to wean for 4 years. My adrenals struggle when trying to wean. Of course they do. Okay, this is classic prednisone. Okay, keeps me dependent. No, it doesn't. There is a way. Okay, there is a way. You just haven't been taught how to do it yet. Okay, I did it. Lots of people do it. You can do it too, but it has to be slow. It has to be careful, and we have to be working on those root causes before we try to get you off to that prednisone. That's important. Otherwise, you'll just go right back. As soon as you try to lower just a little bit of prednisone, Amy, what happens is your body instantly goes, oh no, and your immune system just jumps right away. Okay, that's the nature of the drug. It's not your fault. It's not just you. It's not that your adrenals are so screwed up that they can't heal. Okay, they can. Okay, but you just have to do it the right way. You're 51. Been diagnosed for 20 years, but probably had it since you were a child. Yep. Yep. Yeah, most of us started this whole autoimmune disease process thing decades before we were actually diagnosed. So you're absolutely right about that. I want you to have hope. Okay. I had my symptoms for about 40 years before I started really healing. Okay. And look at me today. And I'm not an anomaly. Okay. I have lots of practitioner friends. We all help people every day. We're doing this for people every day. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people around the world who have done what I'm doing, right? You can absolutely do this too. Okay. And Nick says, thank you, Nick. I try. Yes, inflammation. And Nick brought up an important subject. Fructose. Yeah, Nick has been doing his studying. Okay, so sugar causes chronic inflammation. Okay, if you're still eating sugar, and I mean sugar in the form of fructose, you are literally, it's like there's this bonfire of inflammation going on in your body. And I know you guys don't want to hear me say this, okay, but I'm going to say it anyway because I love you and I'm going to tell you the truth. I will always tell you the truth in love, okay? You have this bonfire of chronic inflammation going on in your body right now, okay? And that's why you're sick. That's why you don't feel good, okay? When you eat sugar, or even high carbs of any kind, if you like to eat a lot of rice or a lot of pasta or lots of potatoes, things like that, right? You are stoking the fire. You're actually spraying gasoline on the fire. And you know what happens when you spray gasoline on the barbecue? Oof, okay? This is what you're doing. And I know it's hard to change our diets. I know I had to do it too. And I was like, the world's worst, okay, when it comes to junk food and ice cream and M&Ms and I had to have high carbs constantly. I was so addicted to my bread and my pasta, okay? I know. But if you want to heal, I'm going to give it to you straight. I know you don't want to hear it, but the truth is you got to get off the sugar and high carbs. You will always stay sick if you don't allow someone to help you, teach you how to do this. And you can be like me, because I was like this, where I just told people there's no way. I'm such an addict. Anytime I've tried to diet, I fail. There's no way. There's just no way. And I had this very defeatist attitude going on around me. And guess what that was? That was just a big fat freaking lie from the evil one trying to keep me down, because he knew that if I got well, I'd be right here talking to you today, right? And so he didn't keep me down. He's not going to keep you down either unless you let him. So don't believe the lie that you can't do this, because man, once you get off the sugar and the high carbs and those high fructose things that are causing your insulin resistance, that are causing your inflammation, once you get off that stuff, you're going to start to feel so much better that then you're going to have this hope and this motivation and this zest for life. Man, you're not only going to heal physically, you're going to heal emotionally. Your brain is going to work better. Your whole spiritual outlook on life is going to change. A whole new world opens up to you when you go from being a sick person, thinking that you can't get well, to, whoa, I'm not sick anymore. Holy crap, now what do I do with my life? Right? I mean, I just want you to think about that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute. This is my story, right? This can happen to you too. It's happening to people all over the world now. It's just a matter of us teaching you how, okay? The only difference between you listening to me and you're still living in the midst of the illness and the symptoms and the junk, right? The difference between you and me is just some knowledge, okay, that you need to learn, some time, because it took me a good 2 years to really get to a good place, 3 years to get to a great place, okay? So this is not a quick fix. Okay. You've been sick for a while. You're going to have some work to do. Okay. And love, right? You need to be in a community of people who are all doing this together, because I know you feel isolated being sick. I know you feel like people don't understand you. I mean, shoot, I had to leave a church that I was in for 11 years because I felt such this oppressive, just overwhelming feeling that people didn't get me, that they just didn't understand what I was going through, and they didn't have the compassion that I felt that people who are following Jesus should have. So I wound up leaving the church and being all by myself for a couple of years. I mean, man, that sucks. Thank you. I found another church where people are better and they're a lot more compassionate. But wow, so I know the isolation. I know the mood swings and the junk and the feeling of no one gets you, no one really understands you. No one understands when you feel like you've got 20 different symptoms going on in your body at the same time. And you're just trying to think of what medication can I take next to try to help this symptom. And then what do I do now? Oh, well, I felt fine this morning, but now I'm running to the cupboard and I'm right. Okay. I get it, man. I was there for 15 years, and actually longer than that. Before I was diagnosed, I was still suffering from chronic migraines, and I had really bad feet issues. I had gut issues. I had sinus issues. I had all of these things that were leading up to it. Right? Let me check the chat again here. Oh yeah, your body craves sugar. Of course it does, Amy. You probably have some microbial overgrowths. It's very, very common for these overgrowths in the gut to cause those sugar cravings. So it's not your fault, man. It's really not your fault. But can you control those cravings in a better way and then learn how to get rid of some of those overgrowths so that now they're not changing your neurochemicals and making you crave so much? Of course you can. Of course you can do that. Yeah. And fructose was on your first slide with those newspapers. Yeah, you were paying attention. Good job, Nick. Good job. Yeah, my body almost only lives on sugar. Exactly. And Nick, that has to change, my dear. It cannot stay that way if you don't want to kill yourself. Okay. And I'm just being totally honest. Okay. The sugar is killing you. Okay. The sugar was killing me, and it's killing everybody. And we've got to learn to look at our grocery stores as, a big poison pushing place, because most of the food in the grocery store, or especially like in a convenience store, almost everything you find in there is completely non-edible if you want to be healthy. And I'm so sorry to say that, but it really is the truth. Okay. We have a big problem. We have come so far away from eating the way God designed our bodies to eat, right? With the whole foods, the vegetables, and lower amounts of fruits, not huge quantities of fruits, okay? But tons of vegetables, lower amounts of fruits, really healthy things like berries and spices and nuts and seeds, and the high quality meats like the really well raised beef, the 100% grass-fed, not fed corn and soy that's been sprayed with glyphosate, okay, that's been given antibiotics. We're not supposed to eat that junk, right? We're supposed to raise chickens that were running around eating worms all day. We're not supposed to have food that's completely overloaded with pesticides and herbicides and glyphosate and all this junk and all these processed things that are really a lot of fructose. Okay. If you look, you will see on almost every processed food, it's a lot of high fructose corn syrup or fructose in general. And they'll say, oh, it's healthy and all the marketing and everything. Boy, that's a scam. Okay. So you want to read a good book. Any of Dr. Mark Hyman's books are amazing, okay? But he's got one called Food Fix, and you want to have your eyes opened to the really huge epidemic of the food crisis that we have today. Read that book. Again, it's called Food Fix by Dr. Mark Hyman. You will never walk in your grocery store and, and think all that stuff is food again, right? Yeah, Nick says, you're never alone as you ever think. Good for you, staying true and following through, even though it's unfair and tough. Takes a leader to do that. Well, this is the journey that God brought me on. Okay, so anything that you hear from me, I'm going to give all the glory to the Lord, because literally I would not be alive today if he hadn't brought me through the hell that he brought me through, and then showed me what I needed to do, and then given me the strength to do it, because I could have never done all this on my own. Okay, I had to have the Lord, and I also had to have really good, loving practitioners around me. And I had a whole team of people around me helping me to do this. And that's what everybody needs, right? He says, where there's a will, there's a way, but I got to eat, I got to gain. It's true. He says, from 119 from 160-ish, 5'8", getting, yes, okay, there's something wrong there. Okay, there is a gut issue there, Nick, that is causing you to have maldigestion and malabsorption of your nutrients. Okay, so that problem needs to be fixed, or you're going to eat all day and you're just not going to absorb things like you're supposed to. And the important thing that we need to do when we eat is to be able to get our nutrients that we put into our mouth through the digestion and absorption process in the gut, and then into the cell where it can actually do the work that it needs to do. Okay. And so if you're not doing all that, you're going to have problems, right? And there is a way to fix it, right? First of all, we have to determine what is blocking your cellular receptors. What is the problem within the gut microbiome that is stopping the whole absorption process, right? And we know that it has to do a lot with the toxicities that you're exposed to. And so we have to help you to find those toxicities and then remove them, right? And that's where people just get amazing results. When we're able to remove a lot of your toxicities, the body is just so happy when you do that, that then it starts really focusing on healing you. And trust me, the body can heal you better than any doctor or scientist can do, right? It knows, okay? Yeah, okay, so I'm not against the THC, Nick. But I am against the smoking of it, because the smoking of it produces volatile compounds that are actually making you worse. Okay, so the THC is wonderful. It's helpful so long as you don't abuse it, right? But there is a better way. Okay, right now you're just doing symptoms, fixing symptoms down. Okay, does that make sense? This is the wrong way to do medicine. Right? Symptoms down, yes, you need help, okay? But what you really need to do is go from root causes up, okay? That's the latest science. That's how we know people get remarkable healings, is when you focus on the root causes and go up from there, okay? And so right now, the THC, yes, it's helping because it's symptom down, and you do need symptom help, okay? Everybody needs symptom help, because we've got to be able to help the symptoms in order to do the root cause work, okay? But you really have to do both. You have to have some symptom relief while at the same time you're really working on those underlying root causes. And this is what is going to make a huge change. And Amy says, oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. You had the gastric sleeve surgery in 2017, got to 79 pounds. Oh my gosh. Wow. Uh-huh. Oops, wait a minute. I hit the wrong button. Hold on, I gotta get back there. Okay. Now 105, struggle with nutrients, and you're 4'8". Okay, 4'8", 105. All right, that's okay. That's an okay weight at 4'8". Okay. But yeah, the gastric sleeve surgery is a nightmare. Okay. It really does damage the gut health. And it's not just the organ, it's the actual microbiome within your gut that gets damaged, right? There is a way to fix it, okay? However, you are always, because you have that surgery, it's always going to be a little harder for you, right? And I want to set you up with that very realistic expectation. Anytime we have a surgery to fix a problem like this, okay, you are changing the way the body is supposed to work. Okay, now I'm not talking about if you break a bone or whatever. Okay, that's totally different. But when we do these types of surgeries, or like having the gallbladder removed, or having your thyroid ablated, or any of these things that they do to help you with symptoms, or the gastric sleeve to help you lose weight, okay, or right, it's the wrong way to do medicine. And unfortunately, a lot of people have done medicine the wrong way because they've gotten bad advice through conventional medicine. Not all conventional medicine is bad. I'm not completely against, conventional medicine. I'm just pointing out where they have made big, huge mistakes in trying to help people from symptom down rather than from root cause up. And part of the reason is because they didn't know the root cause up. Okay, a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you about today is newer science that has literally come out. Some of it has literally come out in the last few years. Some of it has only been out for 10 or 20 years, and that's infancy in medical science. It's not even, a lot of this isn't even in the medical schools yet, right? It's still being talked about. So, yeah, let me see what we say here. And anytime if you guys want to open up your mics and talk, please feel free. Sometimes that's a little easier than me reading this, but I'm happy to read this if you want to stay quiet. It's fine. Okay. Nick says, I'm ready to do whatever. Loving the quality questions. So many gems. Okay, good. I'm glad, because sometimes I tend to talk too fast and talk too much. So if I say something and you guys are like, huh, what did she just say? Slow down. Just tell me. Okay. And I will. Yeah. Probably the edibles are not as effective because they're cooked. Okay. So that denatures the proteins. And also you're probably having a lot of sugar with it. Right. So, you're kind of pouring in the good with the bad. Right. Amy says, quit smoking in 2001. Woo! Oh, but picked it back up in 2010. Your quit date is June 15th now. Oh, yeah, that has to happen because the amount of toxins that we get from cigarette smoke is, whoa, it is a lot. And I can show you toxic tests from people who have been prior smokers, and man, their cadmium levels are so high. That's a very dangerous heavy metal. Okay, it's a cancer causing, endocrine disrupting, hormonal busting, heavy metal, right? You do not want this in your body, right? And so yeah, smoking and autoimmune disease do not mix, Amy. So we've got to get that out of your life. Okay, no matter how hard it is, no matter what you got to do, you got to keep working on getting that cigarette smoke out of your life. Okay, very, very important. So good job that you're like, yes, I'm going to do it. Good for you. Nick says, I'd rather not do it at all medically and only do it recreationally. I agree with everything. Yeah. Well, and I'm not totally against a little bit of recreational stuff. Okay. I myself will indulge in a glass of wine once in a while. Okay. I'm not totally against that. Okay. There are things that we can enjoy. However, we really want to get our bodies to a place of amazing health. And even a glass of wine, you really should only be, because of the alcohol content and the sugar content and the way it changes in the body, should not be done all the time. Okay. That's kind of old school to recommend a glass of wine every night. Okay. And I love seeing the camaraderie between you guys in the chat. That's really beautiful. We do that here in our groups too. Amy says, yes, she regrets the gastric sleeve. Yeah. Oh, and you also had the gallbladder removal, which means that you're not processing your fats. That's a very serious malabsorption problem with your fats, which will, if we're not careful and we don't do something about it, it will not only exacerbate autoimmune disease, but it will lead to dementia and Alzheimer's if you live long enough. Okay, so we got to do something about that for sure. There are things you can do even after gallbladder removal surgery, even after your surgeries, okay, your gastric sleeve, you can still do things over and above to fix problems. Okay, it's just that you have to be even more careful without a gallbladder, without, part of your stomach there. Yeah, the hernia repair is okay because that helps GERD. Okay. Hey, your toddlers probably have a better microbiome than you do. I'm going to say something really gross now. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of fecal transplants? Let's talk crap. Okay. That's my joke for the day. I might tell you more than one. Off-color jokes. Okay. Look, you got to have a really healthy gut microbiome. And guess what the #1 way is that scientists are learning how to do that now is through fecal transplants. I know that's gross, but it's taking somebody else's poop who is much better off than you are with their microbiome and you ingesting their poop, or they do it, with colonics, going up the other end, right? They only actually do it medically now, conventionally in hospitals for diseases like Clostridium difficile, C. diff, okay? But scientists are quickly putting together formulations that we can take fecal matter from the blue zones, people who like they don't have autoimmune disease, they don't have heart disease, they don't see Alzheimer's and dementia. These are different zones of populations of people throughout the world who are just amazingly healthy. And why? Because they live completely differently than we do. They're not exposed to the toxins. They don't have the cellular deficiencies. They don't have the stress and trauma that we do. And so scientists are literally taking their poop and putting it into sick people and making them well. Right? Pretty amazing. Please don't try that with your kids. It can be dangerous. You can give yourself worse things. You don't know what's going on in them. Okay. So don't try this. Some people do. Don't do that. But wait until it can be a little bit further developed. And then I'm going to be first in line for one of those fecal transplants. I'll tell you what. Because I still have some issues, that's why I say I'm only 95% well. There are still some gut issues that no matter what I do, I'm not able to fix, but I'll still take the 95%, right? Okay, let's see what else we got here. Just want to make sure that I keep up with these comments here. Yeah, fecal transplants. Okay. All right, so let me move on to this next slide. Okay, and I'm out to totally blow your mind with this information. Okay, because what I would love you to do, I would love you to get out your phones and take a picture of this and then print it out and put it on your refrigerator or put it on your bathroom mirror, because I don't want you to forget this information, because this is what's going to heal you. Okay, so in order for you to heal, like I said in the previous slide, you got to work on your toxins. You have to take care of those deficiencies at the cellular level, and you have to work on your stress. Okay, and if you don't do all this, you'll continue to be sick in one way or another, right? And we know that from all the studies that we've done where people can work on their gut health all day long. and they'll be with this functional doctor for 2 years, and all they're doing is working on gut health, working on gut health, working on gut health. They forget that what threw the gut health out in the first place is the fact that they are overloaded with toxins. And those toxins will block the cellular receptors such that it doesn't matter what they eat. Now you can't absorb your food. So then your deficiencies get worse. And pretty soon you start toppling over into autoimmune disease or heart disease or diabetes or whatever. Okay. And so the old school, even functional medicine old school of, okay, it's all about the gut. It's all about the gut. It's all about the gut. Part of that is true. The gut is like central. Okay. And if you don't work on the gut, you're not going to get completely well. So the gut is central. The microbiome and all the bugs that are there, they are central to your health. Okay. But can you just work there? No way. Oh my gosh. Because again, you forget why the gut health went out in the first place. Because the microbiome in the gut is amazing. Something's got to happen for it to get screwed up. Okay. What is that something? It's always a combination, according to the latest science, okay, not according to Dory, according to the latest science, it's always a combination of toxins, cellular deficiencies, things that your cells need that they don't have for whatever reason, and your stress. Okay. So when we look at toxins, I want to show you that there's several different areas that we look at. And we know that everybody is exposed to the electromagnetic radiation in your cell phones and the Wi-Fi and all that. Some people are more sensitive to it. But the fact that we are overloaded with that kind of, invisible stuff that is causing inflammation in our bodies makes us need to take care of the other toxins even more, because we can't get away from this unless you want to move to Siberia or something. And they've probably got cell phones there too. Okay. Right? You want to go live in the middle of the Congo. You want to go do that. Okay. Then I suppose you could get away from it, but we can't. Okay. We live in the real world. And so it just means that if we're going to have extra inflammation from living in the real world, with our cell phones and our computers and Wi-Fi and everything else, it means we have to pay extra attention to getting rid of the chemicals in our life, to get rid of the biotoxins in our life, and to give our cells everything that they need so that they can detox this crap out, right? I mean, what do you guys think when I say that? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Because it sure made sense to me. When this first got explained to me, I went, oof, this is like Einstein hair starts sprouting out. This is like, what? Wait a minute. How can it be this simple? And how come medical doctors couldn't get this? Why did we have to go so far the opposite direction with pharmaceutical symptom relief before we finally, as scientists and doctors and medical professionals, came back to the beauty of the fact that, okay, if our cells don't have everything that they need, boom, we're going to be sick. If we're overloaded with toxins, boom, we're going to be sick. If we're really stressed out, boom, we're going to be sick. Why? Because all three of these things create chronic inflammation, and that chronic inflammation damages the cells, damages your tissues, damages your brain, kills the cells in your microbiome throughout your whole body, right? So tell me, you guys, tell me what you think about this. Does this just ring like God's truth to you? Heck yeah. 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 Detoxes are so expensive, though. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay. How much did you spend for your cell phone? I'm about to make you go, oh, yeah. Okay. All right. What is more important than getting your health back? Now, we spend money on a lot of things in life, and you're not going to be able to win this argument with me. I'm just going to be totally like Mother Bear with you right now. Because when I was healing, I literally was very, very sick. I had lost my science career. I had lost all my money. My husband left. I had nothing. I didn't even have a house anymore. Okay. I was living with my sister. I had nothing. I was literally living on the Social Security disability gave me $1,300 a month. That's it. Had some food stamps because I had my granddaughter that I was taking care of. So the county gave me some money for that. Okay. And that's all I had. Okay. I'm sitting before you well. Okay. If I can do this on next to nothing, you can do this too. Okay. It doesn't matter if a detox program costs you, however it costs you, right? With the foods that you have to eat and the supplements that you need to take, and right. Number one, it's not just about detox. Okay, know that you have to work on those cellular deficiencies so that your body can naturally detox. You have to eat right. You have to focus on lifestyle practices. You have to work on your stress. Okay, you have to do it all together. Okay, and that's what's going to get you well. But yeah, does it cost money? Of course it does, right? It's not free. Neither is your cell phone, neither is your phone bill, neither is that TV you're watching, neither is that house you're living in, neither is that car you're driving. What is more important than your health? Nothing. And I don't just say that because I run a company where we make money for helping people get well. That is a fact, right? We do. Okay, but we're a Christian mission, right? It's all about just helping more people, helping more people, helping more people. Okay. And me, myself, did I have to spend, I guess, I've never really sat down and added it all up, but I have like, all right, let's see. About how much do I think I spent on getting my life back? I think I spent close to about $10,000 to $12,000 getting my life back overall over the course of about 3 years, with all the supplements and all the things and everything that I had to do, right? And the doctor visits and the treatments okay, all right. About $10,000 to $12,000 over 3 years to get my health back, to get my life back, to be sitting in front of you today. Now, I spent $30,000 for a used car. Okay. That car means almost nothing to me compared to my health and compared to the fact that I'm living and I'm able to teach you guys today. So comparatively, think about it. Like I think as human beings, we tend to make excuses because we're used to living in the insurance age where we only pay $20 for a copay. And then, some pharmaceutical company makes billions. It's corrupt. Okay. It's a corrupted system. Wouldn't you rather invest in your health, really be the CEO of your health, learn how to be empowered, learn how to do everything that you need to do in order to get healthy again? Wouldn't you rather invest in that? Like I spent over $200,000 on my master's and PhD training, you guys. Over $200,000. I wish I could take some of that money back because I had to unlearn a lot of stuff. Not that my education was for nothing, okay? But I had to unlearn a lot of stuff to come to the new science and to be able to help people in a more holistic way rather than the pharmaceutical way, okay? 200 grand. And I couldn't heal myself from being sick with that knowledge, right? I spent another like 5,000 on a really good holistic training, and plus going through all the hell that I went through and all the training that I went through myself, right? And now I'm alive. Was it worth it? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I would spend 5 times that amount. I would spend $200,000 if I had it, and I didn't. You know, the way I got well, you guys, I could knit and crochet sitting in my chair. That was the one thing that kind of kept me sane when everything was hurting and there's 100 different symptoms, right? That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. I sat and I knitted and crocheted, and I was really good at it. And I would make these really cute things, and then I would sell them on the internet. And I just told people, hey, look, I'm getting well. I got to do this treatment. I need $500 for a test. Please buy this cute little hat that I made for this baby. And people would do it. And that's how I did it. I did it slowly, step by step, one test at a time, only buying the supplements that I could afford. And then God stepped in. And then people stepped in. And then it was just amazing how it all snowballed once I really decided, okay, I'm not going to let anything stop me from getting my health back. I don't care. I'm not going to let being broke stop me. I'm not going to let people stop me. I'm not going to let naysayers stop me. I'm not going to let anything stop me. If there's a way for me to get healthy again, I'm going to do everything I possibly can. And so every penny I had went into my health for a while, right? And I think that's the attitude that we have to have, right? Right. And I think we just have to change our mindset. We're willing to spend $3,000 on a vacation, but we're not. But then we look at a total health program that might be $3,000 and go, oh, no, that's so expensive. Oh my gosh. You know, that we need to, wow, we really need to fix that. So I just got off my horse there for that. Heck yeah. No, I do not want to be president. That's great, Nick. I am really enjoying you today. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm really enjoying. Yeah, either way you're investing, it might as well go for your good, right? Invest in what the latest science says is going to help you. And if that, whatever that investment is, if it makes you 10% better, woo, celebrate that, man. Celebrate that, because that's 10% that you can do more good in this world, that you're not laying on the couch anymore. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I would exchange my dollars for where I'm sitting today any day, any day, any day, any day, any day. Right? So this is it, you guys. This is it. This is really what you have to focus on in order to get healthy again. Okay. So we talked about some of the toxins. Okay, there's let me get a little more specific. There's like those environmental things that we're all exposed to, and heavy metals and stuff that comes in our water. Most of it comes in on our food, you guys. It really does. So you really do have to be careful. Go organic, even though I know the organic industry is not perfect either, but it's a lot better than the other stuff. Okay. And it's not about being perfect. It's about lowering your toxins to a level to where now your body can really handle them. Okay. Your body's amazing. The biotoxins are a really big deal, because what we're seeing today is that there is just an epidemic of people's immune systems really reacting strongly to things like mold and Epstein-Barr and Lyme disease and cytomegalovirus and all of these different things that our bodies really should be able to handle. And probably 100 years ago, our bodies were handling these things just fine. Okay, but now we're overloaded with toxins. So now our immune system doesn't work as well. Our cells don't have everything that they need. And so therefore now these critters, these parasites, these bugs, these things can overgrow, and we're all exposed to them. But our immune system is supposed to really keep them under your thumb. But it can't in this environment, you guys. It just can't. And that's why we have an epidemic of autoimmune disease and overweight and insulin resistance and diabetes. And that's why, right? but we can take control. We totally can. You get some good testing, you see what's wrong, and you just start fixing it and you take control, right? And you get that feeling of empowerment back instead of feeling like you're just a victim of this ethereal disease that nobody knows why you have it and you're just going to be, you're incurable and all this bull. Okay. That's no longer true. That's old school. We do know why you have it. It's your toxins, your cellular deficiencies, and your stress. And you do the testing, you find those biotoxins, you start working on them. You find those, the really, overabundant amount of chemicals and junk that's in your body, you start moving them out. Okay, you fix those cellular deficiencies. I want to talk to you next about these deficiencies because there's this really cool test. Most people have never heard about it. I'm going to put it in the chat and I want you guys to be able to go and check this out. Okay, this is what we call the gold standard of precision root cause testing. And there's several different companies that do testing like this, but this is my favorite one. It's called the NutriEval by Genova Diagnostics. So I put that in the chat. You guys can look that up and check out everything that this test looks for. It looks for all of your cellular deficiencies. I mean, just about most of them, okay? So all your vitamins, all your minerals, your fatty acids, your proteins, your amino acids, your everything, okay? And then it also looks at your brain chemicals and how well they're functioning. It looks at your gut health and whether your gut is in a state of dysbiosis or not. It looks at how well you're detoxing. It looks at different parameters that help your cells to detox and whether you're doing it well or not. I can guarantee you that if you're suffering from any kind of a chronic illness at all, you are not detoxing those toxins out well enough. And that's part of the reason why you're sick. But again, that can be fixed, right? All these things can be fixed. So it's also looking at your ability to absorb and digest. Oh my gosh, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's even looking at a few different heavy metals. It's looking at plastic overload. It's looking at these things called MTBEs, which people typically get from, like groundwater and stuff like that. Yeah, it's looking at your oxalate levels. I mean, everything, you guys. It's so cool of a test. Okay. Now, a test like this will probably cost you, if you're just coming into like my office and you just want this test, you're going to pay with the test and the analyzation and us sitting down and talking about it and showing you, what is wrong, probably going to cost you about $900. Okay. Yeah, $900 to do that. Okay. Not a huge investment considering that one test could literally show you everything that you need to do just about in this deficiencies department. I mean, pretty amazing, right? And imagine all these years, like Amy, all these years, probably no doctor has ever said, this is what caused your lupus or you're this or you're that or you're this. Okay. I'm sure no doctor has ever said to you, this is the cause. This is what you need to do to fix it. Right. But I'm sitting in front of you today as a scientist. Okay. And remember that scientists teach doctors. Okay. That's what we do. Okay. As a scientist, I am telling you that we know what is causing your symptoms. And if your cells don't have what they need to do their job, it's not rocket science. If we start giving the cells back the things that they're missing, you do this test, you see what's wrong, then you start giving the cells back what they're missing and helping the gut to absorb better and fixing the gut dysbiosis and removing the toxins so now your receptors are not blocked anymore. And and then we find the biotoxins and we find that there's this raging EBV going on and we start taking care of that. And right? You start doing this work and you're doing it in this group of people where everybody's doing it together and we're all loving each other and we're all, yes, you can do this. And okay, you fell on your face. No biggie. Come here, pick you back up. Let's try again. You're right. And wow, it's just amazing what you can do. And I'm not promising you guys the moon. I'm not saying that everybody gets 100% next month. And that's just crazy. So don't believe all these things that you see on the internet about this supplement or that supplement. And they say, oh yeah, you're going to be great. And if you just take this one supplement, you're going to be great. Sorry, if you've got chronic illness, you literally probably have 30 or 40 things wrong in your body that you have to fix. And you cannot fix that with just one awesome supplement, right? It has to be a combination of you learning how to take better care of your health, getting off the sugar, fixing the gut health, sleeping at night, fixing your hormones, fixing your stress, getting rid of those toxins, fixing those cellular deficiencies. I hope you're hearing me loud and clear. This is what it takes to heal. Okay. And this is the latest science. This is not Dory's opinion. This is what we know works. It's what worked for me. It's what works for all of our clients. It's what works for all of my friends' clients. Right? I also want to give you guys one more thing here. Actually, I'll probably give you 20 more things. I don't know what I'll give you. Okay. I want to give you, go to YouTube. Okay. You want to see some really amazing documentaries about people healing. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. It's called Betrayal by Dr. Tom O'Brien. And if you don't know who Dr. Tom O'Brien is, people like him and Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. Jeffrey Bland, the grandfather of functional medicine, it's doctors and scientists like these who I literally say they saved my life. That without their pioneering work and their research and their work with other patients, I probably would not be alive today. And so we can trust them, okay? I'm going to give you their names again because I know I said those pretty fast. Okay, Dr. Jeffrey Land is the grandfather of functional medicine. And he's with the PLM Institute. Okay, I think it's plm.org, but you guys can look it up and check it out. Okay. Then I want to give you Dr. Mark Hyman. Okay, these are just some of the biggest names in precision root cause medicine. And that's the new term for functional medicine. It used to be functional medicine. Now it's precision root cause medicine. Okay. And what I'm telling you about this YouTube series called Betrayal by Dr. Tom O'Brien. It's amazing. There are 9 different episodes. They're all really funkin' long. Okay. They're like an hour and a half long each. Okay. But trust me, if you can sit and watch the news for that long, please stop watching the news because it's only negative anyway. It's just a bunch of crap. So go get on YouTube and watch the Betrayal series instead. Okay. Wow. Will your mind be blown? And will you realize, oh my gosh, Dory is right. She's telling me there are people out there that are doing this and she did this. And it's not a farce. It's not just a way for us to make money. It's the truth, you guys. It's just the truth. Okay. You can do this just like I did it, just like all those other people are doing it. And I got to tell you about Dr. Tom O'Brien while I'm standing here, going off. Okay. This is his old series that he did. I don't know. I think it's like maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, maybe a little bit older. Anyway, he's doing a brand new series now. And guess who he called to be on his series? Me and my granddaughter, because the two of us, we really went through a lot of trauma with the illness itself and then the the growing through that, the learning how to heal, and not just the physical healing that we got from that, but the emotional healing and healing our traumas and the spiritual awakening and healing that we came to just from traveling that road back from poor health to better health. Okay. And so Dr. Tom is making his new series, and he called me up one day, and I've worked with Dr. Tom a few times, but not on anything this big. I've just, asked him to come to my meetings and give talks and things like that. And so we knew each other. And one day I'm sitting there and I'm at my desk and the phone rings and I pick it up and I'm like, hey, this is Dory. And I hear this, hey, Dory, this is Dr. Tom. And I'm like, well, Dr. Tom is calling me on the phone. And it was really cool. And he invited us down to this really awesome home with you guys might know who Reed Davis is. Reed Davis is another amazing pioneer in functional medicine testing, and he has a program where he teaches health coaches how to read the functional medicine testing, and he has an absolutely stunning, gorgeous home. And we went to his home and we filmed. He filmed my granddaughter and he filmed me. And so that's coming out in November. And so put that on your calendar just to check YouTube, around November, right? And if you're working with me, I will certainly let you know when it comes out, because we're all really excited about that. But definitely go to the YouTube, watch that series, okay? Because it's really going to teach you a lot. It's going to rock your world. It's going to make you understand that you really can be the CEO of your own health. You really can learn these new things, and you really can make a difference in your health. Okay, you really, really can. And so, 4 new messages. Let me see what you guys said here. Okay, yeah. I'm so happy that this is bringing you hope, Nick, because that is my goal. Okay. You like the slides? I didn't make the slide, actually. I'm not good at this. I have to send this to a graphic designer because I'm terrible at doing the slides, but I'm glad you like the slides. So here's the next thing that I want to teach you. Okay. So Nick, let me just blow your mind a little bit more. Okay. Can I blow your mind some more? I want to blow your mind some more. Okay. So this is the basic genius disease model that we know of today. Okay. And let me just I want to get these controls out of my way so I can see. Hide floating meeting controls. There we go. Okay. This is the really big picture of why you're sick. So I showed you that one slide where you can see the toxins and the deficiencies and the stress. Okay. Now I'm going to go deeper. Okay. So what happens inside of your body when you have the toxins and the deficiencies and the stress is you create this massive immune response that is known as chronic inflammation. And it's not like, you want inflammation if you cut your finger. Okay, if you cut your finger and then the next day it hurts and it's red and you're like, ouch, okay. The next day after that, it's probably, oh, really ouch, but then a couple of days after that, wow, you didn't really do anything, but yet it's healing. Okay, that's because your body was created by God to do amazing things. Okay, it knows how to detox you. It knows how to cure you. The problem is you have allowed, because you didn't know any better, it's totally not your fault. No one ever taught you this, okay? But you have allowed high toxins, cellular deficiencies, and stress and trauma to overload your body. And that's why you're sick, okay? So now you've got all this chronic inflammation going on, okay? Chronic inflammation, what does it do inside the body? It creates these genetic changes. Okay, now everybody's got genes and everybody's got maybe an average, what we think today anyway, scientifically, we think that you guys have, we all have about 2,000 different what we call genetic mutations, things that are different. And some of those we think are different for a good reason. There's so much research coming out on this. It's really mind-blowing, truly is. Anyway, when you have chronic inflammation, it takes your genes and it helps your genes to express proteins that actually cause disease. Okay. But if you take your body out of chronic inflammation, now those same genes are going to express proteins that help you to be healthy, or they just stop producing negative proteins that make you sick, right? This is a fact. And if I had lots of time, I could show you a lot of papers and information and diagrams and all the scientific stuff to prove to you that this is true. But right now I don't have time, so you just got to believe me. This is the truth. It's called the science of epigenetics. And if you want to learn more, just go to YouTube or go wherever and just start studying epigenetics and learn how the genes express differently based on the environment that your cells are in. And the bottom line to learning about this is what we've learned is that if your body is in a state of chronic inflammation, those genes are going to express wonky and you're going to get sick. Okay. If your body is in a state of anti-inflammation, less inflammation, then those same genes are going to express good things that actually help you to be healthy, right? And this is a good thing, right? So our whole job as human beings is to keep our chronic inflammation low. If we want to be healthy, if we want to age backwards, which you can do, if you want to age slower, if you want to prevent cancer, if you want to prevent disease, if you want to reverse autoimmune disease, reverse diabetes, reverse heart disease, all these things can be accomplished if we simply teach you how to lower your chronic inflammation. Okay. Now, when you got the chronic inflammation and those genetic things happen, also what's happening at the same time is you're having mitochondrial dysfunction. So let me take you back to like high school biology, okay, or your college biology 101. You got these eensy little things living inside of just about every cell that you have in your body, and they're called mitochondria. And they're kind of a bacteria, they're kind of not a bacteria, they're just weird little entities, okay? And they live inside your cells. They're so tiny that thousands of them can live inside of just one of your cells. And you have many more mitochondria in the places where you need a lot of energy, like your brain, like your eyes, like your muscles, okay? And if your mitochondria are not happy and healthy, you are not happy and healthy. And one of the first things that happens, like say you start getting a cold, what's the first thing you feel before you notice that your nose is running? You get tired, right? And why is that? It's because the mitochondria inside your cells get sick and start dying. They're very sensitive, okay? And they produce all your energy. So if you've got chronic inflammation that's creating those genetic changes, you're also going to have some mitochondrial dysfunction and you're going to have lower energy. And you're just going to feel that whole, that malaise, that, I don't have any motivation and I just feel sick and I just feel like laying in bed and I don't want to go to work and right? You're just going to feel like that. And then it just gets worse and worse. When you finally get diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, it feels like you can't even function. I used to feel like I was walking through water when I got up every morning. It sucked. It really did. I would get up. I didn't want to get out of bed. I would force myself to get out of bed just to go to the bathroom. And I would say, damn, this is awful. It felt like I was walking through water. It's like every step was a struggle, right? So, I know how you feel. And this is because my mitochondria were shot, right? Most of them were sick and dying and, half of them were probably dead. And, no wonder I didn't have enough energy, right? And I'm sure it's the same with you because it's the same for everybody. It's like the first thing that happens when you get sick with anything is your mitochondria get affected and you lose your energy, right? But what else happens? What else happens is because your genes and your mitochondria and your gut health and your brain health are all linked together. They're not separate, okay? They're all working together, okay? You got all these problems happening together. So your gut starts going offline. Your different little bugs in your microbiome that you need to make your brain chemicals. Most of your brain chemicals are made in your gut. Did you know that? It's true. It's not your brain that's making your brain chemicals, it's your gut. It's all those little bugs in your gut that are making your brain chemicals. And guess what? If you don't have the right kind of bugs in your gut to make the right kind of brain chemicals, are you going to be moody? Are you going to have hormone problems? Are you going to have brain fog? Are you going to have memory issues and cognitive dysfunction? Oh, yes, you are. And that's why that a lot of people are walking around with this like brain fog thing going, this is crazy. I used to be smarter than this. Maybe I'm developing Alzheimer's. That's what I used to think. When I really started getting sick, I was still working as a scientist and I couldn't understand why all of a sudden this brain that had served me all my life. I mean, I was the kid who had the straight A's. I was the one who was at the top of my class always, even in college, right? And yet all of a sudden I could not remember simple things. I literally got to a point where I couldn't remember my dog's name. And I would stand there looking at the dog, feeling all this anxiety because I couldn't remember the dog's name. Okay. This is what happens. Now it's not like that anymore. Okay. I came back from that. I healed that. Why? Because the brain wants to heal. The gut wants to heal. Your mitochondria want to heal. Your genes want to express the right way. It's just that you've got all this crazy chronic inflammation because you've got the toxins and the cellular deficiencies and the stress. You see? You see? And so we can fix these things. We really can. It just takes us teaching you what to do. And is it perfect yet? No. But it doesn't need to be to get you better. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty happy. So I really hope that seeing this stuff blows your mind, okay? Because I want your minds to be blown. I want you to realize that this is possible today with the science that we have today. And it's God's honest truth. And I wouldn't say that as a Christian if it weren't true, because I might look up and think that there was a lightning bolt that was going to hit me or something, right? It really is true. I really am healed. You know, tons of people are really healed. And really, anybody can do this if you're willing to do the work, right? Yeah. 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 I'm glad, Nick. I'm really, really happy. I'm glad that you think you're like, man, I'm in the right place. It's awesome. Okay. It's awesome because you need to hear this. Everybody needs to hear this. And like, when this is recorded and it's up on the YouTube channel, we're at actually, so you guys know, my YouTube channel is the autoimmune, type, the autoimmune geek. Okay. And please share this with your friends, show people, right? Just let them hear the truth. Because it's really super important that we get this truth out. People like me and Dr. Isaac Jones and Josh Axe and the Mark Hymans and the Tom O'Briens and the Jeffrey Blands of the world, right? We're all just trying to teach you guys the truth. So we can just all get better and we can then be able to do more beautiful work in the world, help other people, love other people, when we get to heaven, we want the Lord to say, well done, good and faithful servant. It's not about making money. It's really about just getting the word out. And the Lord will bring the money. Like, I'm not worried about that, right? I'm more really worried, not worried, but I just have this just need to just be screaming from the rooftops, right? People can heal. You're not stuck in this. There is so much more you can do. We just have to teach you how. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The secret to living really is giving. It's really true. It's really true. And then we trust God for our provision, right? Right? Yeah. 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 That's true. That's true. Yeah. So, all right. So, what do you guys think? Right? Does this ring true for you? Do you, are you feeling that you can do this too? Or do you still feel like, well, maybe you did it, but maybe I'm too far gone? What are you guys thinking? Talk to me. Yes, yes, it is possible. Absolutely, Nick. You are possible. All right. Let me just speak on that for a minute. Let me speak on that for a minute. Okay. I told you guys that I warned you. I actually did warn you that, that I would get up on my, my preaching platform here. And so I'm about to warn you, I'm about to do it. Okay. You are amazing. Every single person who is in the sound of my voice, you are amazing. You are a creation of God, your Father in heaven, who absolutely loves you more than we could ever even understand, who gave you your life, who created you before he even put you in the womb, who decided what your life was going to look like in advance, who gave you the number of your days. I mean, I could go out and get hit by a truck tomorrow and go to heaven. Hope not, but maybe I hope so. It would be fun up there, right? Okay. This is the truth. This is the truth. Okay. And he created your body so amazing that doctors and scientists still can't figure it out. Okay. There is so much we're still learning, so much exponential science coming out just in the last 5 years. It's just amazing. And you know how the Bible says that learning will increase? Oh, wow. Okay, just look at the scientific papers. Just look at all the things that we're learning that are just absolutely amazing, like finding brain cells in the gut. Okay, did you guys know that there are brain cells in your gut? So it gives a whole new meaning to that gut feeling thing, right? There are literal brain cells in your gut, and your gut is creating most of the neurochemicals that react with those brain cells. And then they even go through your vagus nerve. To most of you don't even know you have a vagus nerve, probably, and don't even know what it's doing for your body, but it's going up your vagus nerve. It's getting into your brain, and it's all this crosstalk. Most of the crosstalk is not brain down. Most of the crosstalk that they found scientifically is gut up. Okay. Blow our freaking minds out of the water. Okay. There is so much new stuff coming out. And just with the stuff that we have today, we know we can get people a minimum of like 50% better. Even Alzheimer's patients can get better now, you guys. Okay. Read, hold on. If you want to learn about Alzheimer's, read Dr. Dale Bredesen, The End of Alzheimer's. Another great book for you. Okay. Yeah. So you are amazing. You are awesome. Your body was created to heal. You have to believe that if you're going to get well, right? Because the stress of you staying in a negative place and thinking, I'm incurable. My doctor says I'm curable, so I'm just going to believe them, even though that's, antiquated information that's at least 30 years old. And even though their testing that they use conventionally, oftentimes don't even show everything that you need to see, right? But if you want to just hang your hat on what some doctor says, go ahead. Personally, it feels better to hang your hat on the latest science to me. right? Because the latest science is where it's at. Those doctors are too busy to keep up with it. I can't even keep up with it. And this is my thing. This is my baby, and I can't keep up with it, right? I have to be in a group of, 50 other practitioners to be told things all the time, right? And that's what we have to do in order to really keep up with this, right? So that's another thing that I should tell you guys, that when you choose to come work with a company like ours, we are attached to another group of doctors and scientists. It's another Christian organization, and it has the top doctors and scientists in precision root cause medicine in the world in this group. People like Dr. Josh Axe. I should put his name here. Oops. Dr. Isaac Jones, the makers of Cellular. There's all these different doctors that are, they're top functional precision root cause doctors and scientists, and they're all part of this group, and they're all Christians. And it's really cool. Like, before I joined this group, I didn't even know they were all Christians, and then someone told me they were all Christians, and I went, what? I'm like, oh, this is my tribe. This is so my tribe. And then it's like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to be with them forever, right? And then working with them over the last year, I've just been so excited, and it's awesome because if we can come to each other, we have like probably 4 meetings a week that we're together, right? And we're just learning and learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, like ad infinitum. It is, for a scientist like me, I'm the geek, right? I'm the one that would spend all my days in a book if I could. Right? I mean, oh my gosh, it's like the Holy Grail. It's just amazing being involved in a group of people like this, all these awesome minds in one place, and we're all teaching each other and bringing each other up. It's kind of like AI, right? We're all like learning so fast together, and then being able to take that knowledge out and help other people. It's really cool, you guys. Super, super cool. But like, we all believe the same thing. We know that the science is real. We know that you can heal. And we just want to get that message out to you, right? And then be able to, like, take you under our wings and really walk through this process with you, right? So who here is interested in learning how you can get an appointment with me? Because I would love to give you guys an appointment, and I can give you guys a really cool deal, because that's what I love to do. So who wants to hear about like pricing and things like that? Because I'm happy to stop if you guys are like, nope, that's cool. We just want to take the information and go research. Great. I'm happy to stop. But if you want to hear about pricing and what it looks like to get some testing done and to actually start working with us, I can go into that too. Okay, cool. All right. So I'll go into some pricing information then. Okay. And let me pull back up a slide, because I think that will help. But then I got to do the Zoom thing and share it. Hold on just a second. I have to do this. Share the screen and then go back to the slides. Okay, and let me get past some of this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff, like in the beginning on our YouTube channel, in the beginning of this presentation, I gave you a link to this entire big long presentation that you guys can go and watch. And it's cool. It's not just me talking. It's like, it's an actual video with clips and the whole bit. So it's a little more interesting than just me sitting here talking. But I'm thankful you guys have hung around today. Okay, so got a couple of things for you. First of all, I've got my new book coming out. It's in the editing phase right now. So like, you feel like you're super broke and don't have any money, but you still want to learn more stuff and you'd like to grab the book, you can take a picture. Let me make this big so you guys can see that properly. There you go. You can take a picture of a little scanner dude. You know what somebody told me? Somebody told me that people scam people by clicking on these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not me, you guys. This is a real thing. Just, it's okay. You can take your picture of it. I'm not going to scam you or take your money or anything like that. The price of the book is $15, and I love it if you would order the book. It is my first book. I am super excited about it. It's called 10 New Scientific Ways to Transform Your Health and Your Life. Subtitled Find and Eliminate Your Underlying Root Causes so you can truly heal and prevent future illness. And I'll give you a little hint. There's a lot more than 10 new scientific ways in this book. Okay. The book tells my whole story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And also, tells how I was able to walk through my transforming healing process, the spiritual growth that came from that. And then really walks you through, like, step by step. Look, these are the things that you really need to do in order to get your health back. Okay, we talked about some of those today. So if you'd like to get the book, that's awesome. I would thank you very much. And then I want to give you, like, what we call the stupid no-brainer cheap deal, just to get started working with us here. Okay, so we have a root cause package that we put together for you, and it's really cool. I know you guys are going to really like it. When we decided to do this package like this, I was super excited because it was a way that we could really start helping people, and even those people that are really broke, most of them can afford this, right? And so it's a way for you to really get your foot in the door and really get started on working on everything you need to get working on, even for a very, very low price. Okay, so we're giving you a whole bunch of stuff for next to nothing. Okay, so in this root cause evaluation that I'm going to give you, it's actually with me one-on-one. And usually one of my health coaches is there with us as well. And you'll get to meet my team behind the scenes, and they're all wonderful. They're just, this awesome group of people. And then we're going to do this evaluation for you. We're going to give you this awesome questionnaire that's going to help us to really see deeper into what your particular root causes are, help you to understand them, uncover those blind spots for you, right? Then we're going to give you a customized testing strategy. Now, some people come to us with some testing. Some people come to us with no testing. Some people come to us with a lot of testing. Whatever you have, we're going to look it over, and we're going to put all those puzzle pieces together for you personally and specifically. Okay. But then we're not going to stop there. Okay. That would be good, but we're also going to really help you to get started walking on your health plan. So we're going to give you a 30-day easy quick start program that this has been designed by some of the top doctors and scientists in precision functional medicine. Okay, so it's basically getting you started with all of those fundamental things that you have to learn how to do, like, the truth about eating right. Okay, not the hype. Okay, but the truth, the sleep, and the opening up your detox pathways, and making sure that you're getting some lymphatic motion, and all these basic fundamentals that you really have to get right in order to heal. Okay, so that's our 30-day easy quick start program. So normally on our website, the root cause eval is like $497. The 30-day quick start program is $597 if you were to just buy it. And then that customized testing strategy for us to analyze everything and put together a plan for you is normally $197. So that's usually like $1,300 value, right? Probably worth more than that. But what I also put into this package, because people really need it, is this other program that we have, and it's called our Reverse Brain Fog, Anxiety, and Depression program. Okay, and in this program, it really helps you with the basics to start balancing your hormones and your brain chemicals. Okay. It seems really difficult when you're thinking about hormones and brain chemicals, but really it's not. So we take you through a series in this program. It's totally, self-taught. You can read this. It's not rocket science, okay? You can read through the different types of symptoms that you might be having from your brain fog or your anxiety or, depression or lack of motivation or any of these things, okay? And then from that, you can go, oh, okay, so it looks like I'm more in this picture. Here's the supplements that you can try to help to balance that, okay? And it's general, and it is more of a symptom down technique, okay? But does it really help to, like, if you've got a lot of anxiety or a lot of depression, does it really help to bring that down a couple of notches so you can think better? And so that you can perform better? It really does. It truly does. It's not a quick fix, but it does really help, okay? And it's a beginning step, okay? It's not a total cure. It's a beginning step, but wow, it really does help so many people, okay? So we've included that for you. That's like a $5.97 value on our website. Also, when you're sitting down with us, we're going to show you the different labs that we recommend for you. And the labs give us a discount if we put them together in a bundle. So if people do have the money or they've got a credit card or whatever, and they decide that they want to bundle up a couple of those tests, then we can give you a 10% off discount because that's what the lab gives us. So we just pass that directly on to you. Okay. Also this transformation cheat sheet, and actually I'm going to give this to you guys free today. So hang on until we almost get done, and then I'll give you the little QR code so that you can grab that transformation cheat sheet for free. And this just helps people to understand the step-by-step things it takes in order to get well. And it's written by me, so it's kind of funny, and I hope you guys get a kick out of it. And then everyone who comes to work with us always gets this bonus. It's a 10% off of all of your supplements and personal care products. And that's through our full script catalog that we're attached to. And so you can trust the supplements and the things that come from there. They're not like buying off of Amazon where you don't really know how long those have been sitting around. And so my guarantee that I always give to all of our clients here is that, number one, when you work with us, the kinds of tests that we do, it's never going to happen that we do a test and find nothing, okay? Like when you go to the doctor, you go to the hospital and you're freaked out and nope, nothing's wrong with you. Here, take your Xanax, lady. It's all in your head, right? That does not happen here. It never does. The kind of scientific tests that we do here are very precise, very specific, and we find your root causes. So I guarantee you, we are going to find your root causes when you come to work with us. And imagine what it's going to be like when right now you're sitting and you're like, I really don't know what my root causes are. Like 3 or 4 weeks from now, if you order some tests and you get those tests back and we sit down together and look them over, you're going to all of a sudden have your answers. You're going to know what is causing your chronic inflammation. And then you're going to really feel empowered. You're going to be the CEO of your health. You're going to go, yeah, okay, Dory, now teach me how to fix it. Yes, okay. This is the mental mindset that you want to be in. You want to be empowered, in control, knowing what's wrong, right? And I guarantee you that we're going to find those for you. And if for some reason you're that one person that we've been doing this for 7 years and you're that one person that we find nothing, okay, I'll just give you all your money back. Because literally, I know that that's not going to happen. I know we're going to find your root causes, and I know that we know how to fix them. Okay. So I give you that guarantee. I hope that's fair enough, because that's the best I can do. And I know that it's going to be really helpful to you. All right, so here's the whole package, which is really cool. Okay, this is why we call it the, stupid no-brainer thing, because you're going to get that root cause evaluation plus that 30-day program to get you started right away. It's digital. So, as soon as you pay, you're going to get it. You can start working on that right away. When you sit down with me, I'm going to give you a customized testing strategy. You're also going to get that reverse brain fog, anxiety, and depression program right away. So you can start working on that before you even see me. You're going to get 10% off of your customized labs if you choose to do it that way. Not everybody does it that way. You can order one test at a time, whatever you need to do financially. It's totally fine with us. I just want to get you started. I want to get you rolling on the right path towards recovery. Even if you have to do it super slow, like I did, you can still make this happen. Okay. Today, I'm going to give you that transformation cheat sheet. And then the last bonus is the 10% off of supplements, because I still take my supplements, right? I take less now than I did when I was healing, but there are still really important supplements that I know that I can't get through my food, and I know that I want in order to keep my mitochondria healthy and my brain healthy and everything, And so, so supplements are like a fact of life, you guys. Really, really important. Okay. And so here's the price. We're giving it to everybody for $197. So all of that, guys, for $197. And I hope that you agree that we're giving you this totally awesome, stupid deal that you would really have to be kind of stupid not to take, right? Unless you're, unless you're really super broke and you can just afford the book right now. Cool. It's cool too, right? Grab the book. If you're not sure, and you just want to take our information today and just go do your research, that's cool too, right? Wherever you're at, we're here to help you, and we're here to love on you and just meet you where you're at and help to take you to the next level of your health. And hopefully you'll be like most of our clients, and you'll come and work with us for a long time until we really get you to that place of amazing, optimal health. And so you can take a picture of the QR code, and it'll automatically take you to another slide. And that slide looks like this. To a website, and it looks like this. And so you'll know that you're in the right place, and it didn't take you off to China or something like that. And you can learn more. You can watch a video, and there's more stuff. Okay. And you can pay there. It's all safe. It's all encrypted and protected, so you don't have to worry about that. Everything that we do here is very, very protected, because it's all on HIPAA compliant servers for medical purposes, right? So, so you can trust it. It's okay. You don't have to worry. Okay. And I want to show you some of our clients while you guys are thinking about things. This is Lindsay. And she says, Dory's been blessed with a tremendous gift from God as a medical detective. She's kind and compassionate. It's always been there for me throughout my healing journey. God bless you, Dory. And Lindsay is just doing great. She's like everybody, right? We all have our ups and downs during our healing process, but we never give up. We just keep working, and we keep getting better and better and better and better. And that's Lindsay. And I want to show you Pam too. Pam says, Dory in her program gave me answers when I was told there were none. I love what she writes. Dory gave me hope when I was told I was hopeless. And best of all, Dory gave me support when others walked away. And yeah, that's what we do here. So my entire team here, we have that Christian perspective of we're going to love you through this thing. We know where you're at, because most of us have suffered severe chronic disease. We get it. We understand you. We know the ups and downs. We know the emotional roller coaster. We know the hell. We know all of it. We've been there. We've done that, right? And we've come out of it, okay? Or we're coming out of it. Like there's a couple of people on my team that are still working on it, but they're almost there. You know what I mean? And so we get it. We get it. And so we have the compassion because we had to go through the hell to get where we are too, right? And so I think that's what sets us apart from maybe a lot of just your straight, practitioners out there, is that, we have suffered. And so, we understand the whole emotional side of it. Right. And so, when you need to cry, we're right there with you, and we're there to not just let you commiserate and stay in the negativity, but to teach you the truth and to help bring you up out of, the yucky places. Okay. There is something else. I'm going to come back to that. Wait a minute. I'm going to give you that in just a second. But there is something else that I wanted to show you guys, but I got to go back through my slides to find it. Oh, read that fast. There we go. Okay. This is Scott, and I always want to talk about Scott. He says I'm a genius, but I'm really not a genius, you guys. Okay. I am just a good scientist. The Lord did give me a good scientific brain, and I really have always been that way ever since I was little. I've always been that person that wanted to figure out all the little nitty gritty, tiny little molecular details in things, right? I've always been that weird geek person, but I am not a genius. But I have learned to get good at what I do. Find your root causes and then love you through fixing them, right? And he says, a real life medical detective who truly cares. Scott was diagnosed by several specialists. He was actually misdiagnosed, and he was given 2 years to live. Okay. I mean, tragedy in his life. He's a relatively young man in his 30s, early 40s, right? And all of a sudden he's wiped out on the couch. He used to be this go-getter, tough guy, right? Could do anything, right? He was a stuntman in Hollywood. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Really strong guy. And all of a sudden he's on the couch. He's sick, and he's told that he's got 2 years to live. Okay. It was just serendipity. It was just the Lord leading him through people to us. He decided, oh yeah, all right, I'm going to work with her. We pretty much quickly, within the first few weeks of working with him, got his tests back, and I could see what was going on in him. I knew it was a chemical thing. I was like, yeah, I know it's a chemical thing. And just from his symptoms, right? Turns out his mercury was off the charts. I mean, I had almost never seen a mercury that high. And I was like, wow, this is like classic Dr. Mark Hyman stuff, right? Because that's the same thing that Mark Hyman went through when he was going through his healing too. And so what did we do? We started fixing it. And we basically gave Scott his life back. And he used to be a professional surfer. Now he's surfing again. He's walking his dog. He's going on his bike rides 10 miles a day, right? He's back. Okay. This is the kind of stuff that you can do. Scott is not an anomaly, right? All of our clients are transforming their lives that way, right? And so this is really true. And just want you to know that Scott's a real person out there. Right. And when you come into our groups here, you get to meet Scott. And because even though he's like flown from the program because he's all better now, Scott loves the program so much that he still jumps into our chat room, and he still just loves on people and gives them hope because he was able to do this. Right. And so, you'll meet him if you come to work with us. So, all right. So let me get back. I'm done like yak. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. Okay. Scarcity mindset. Yeah. Yeah. We talk about that a lot in our practitioner groups too. We're always trying to get people over that scarcity mindset, especially if we've lost our health, that puts us into victim mode. And then when we lose our ability to work, that really puts us into victim mode, right? And really, it's only natural that we get into that scarcity mindset. It really is. It's like a human nature thing, but we can pull ourselves out of it, right? We absolutely can. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, Nick. Happy to see that. Okay. I get it. Yeah, I was on the benefits every month too. I totally get that, Amy. I totally get that. Don't let that stop you from getting started somewhere. Okay, that's what's important when it comes to our health. Like I told you guys, I literally had, and you can go back on Facebook, you can look up my name and you can look up really old stuff on Facebook, and you can see me sitting there telling people I'm knitting and crocheting to get enough money to fix my health. I've got 7 autoimmune diseases. I'm really working on this, right? You guys can go check that out. It really is a true story. That's how I had to heal, and I would sell these little hats and these cute little things for like, $30 or $40 or whatever. And I would make enough to buy my test, and then I would buy my test. I mean, that's how I did it, right? So if you have to do it that way, do it that way. Whatever you can do, pull some money together, get a test done, and then get started, right? And also, I should tell you guys too that we also have this cool program. It's called Ease Funding, and it's a funding company that comes alongside medical programs like ours, and they check us out first. Not everybody can be attached to Ease Funding. You have to be, a proven medical program, right? And so they checked us out and they said, oh yeah, you guys are cool. And then they offer financing for our programs here, right? And so once we figure out what's wrong and you do some testing, right? Or even if you want to start off just going through Ease Funding, if you're really broke and you're like, oh, dang, I really need this spread out for 3 to 5 years, right? That's cool. They can do that for you, right? I'll just be 100% honest with you about them. They will fund people if you have a credit score of 680 or above, right? No, is it 680? Or am I messing that up? Oh, I might be messing that up. Anyway, it's a pretty low score, right? It might be 620. Okay, sorry. I need to learn the financial side of this better. My team knows this better than I do. So anyway, it's a pretty low score. They will still fund you. Now they will give you a higher interest rate. That's true. But if this is like, I wish that I had Ease Funding when I was learning how to get well, because I didn't have anything like that. And I didn't have a credit card even, right? So, so I just had to do it the harder way and just make a little money. And then, but yeah, nowadays we do have the Ease Funding. And so long as your credit is not too bad, they will fund you, right? And what's really cool is what they do is they will fund you the full price of a full program that we have here, like the whole kit and caboodle, right? They will fund you for that. Plus, they'll give you extra money for your testing. They'll allow you to borrow extra money for things like supplements, or if you feel like you need extra money for organic food or things like that. They will fund you, up to whatever, right? And then they will spread it out for like 3 to 5 years, which makes the payments really low. And then you can just relax and do everything that you need to do to help yourself. Get all your testing done, do a full program, get all the benefits, get all your supplements, and not have to worry so much about the financial side, right? So if you need something like that, you can totally do that. And let me just hold on, while I've got you guys in the chat here, I just have to undo the share so that I can go over to this other place and grab that link. Oops, get out of there. And give me just a second, and I'm going to grab that link. So this is the link that I'm going to give you guys right now. This is the link for the ease funding. Zoom and put it in the chat. Okay, so this is ease funding, and this is our specific link. So you can apply here even before you do anything with us at all. You can go straight there and you can apply first. And the minimum amount that you can borrow is $5,000. And typically $5,000 will cover like the VIP program and a little bit of testing, right? So just go, and it only takes like 5 minutes. It's a soft pull, so it doesn't mess with your credit. And it takes 5 minutes, and then within 24 hours, they'll give you an answer back. And if you're approved, it's totally cool. They'll tell you how much you're approved. They will give you a choice of different lenders that you can choose from, different, interest rates, right? Different amounts that you can choose, right? And if you're approved, cool, then you want to get back in touch with us so we can actually do that, do that root cause evaluation, see what you need, right, and get you really set up in a personalized program for you. And then you can just go to town and just, do everything that you need to do to get well. Okay. So I'm really happy that we have something like that to offer people. The other way that people do it, because of course ease funding, they charge interest. Okay, they're a group of banks, so of course they're trying to make money off of you getting your health back. Okay, so that's the bottom line to that. They are going to charge you interest. Another way that people will pay for some of the more expensive testing and do their program costs and things like that is they will go out and like apply for one of those zero interest credit cards. And especially since COVID, we've learned that the banks are really giving away these zero interest credit cards in higher quantities than they used to, right? And so I don't know if you've noticed, but my mail, like every day, I've got 2 or 3 of these things asking me, oh, you need this 0% credit card. And I'm like, no, I don't. But for something like this, right? If you're broke or if you're not working or whatever, and you really need, you really need to get your health back and you really need some help with the credit, that zero interest credit card, they usually last for like a year. Right? You can get a lot of work done and only pay those minimum fees for a low amount of time, right? And it can be a financially savvy way to work on your health. Okay, so that's just another option. Here at True Wellness, I've had people come to me and say that some of these programs that are out there are like $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 for a full VIP program. Ours is nothing like that, you guys. I mean, with that 5,000 cap limit, it's not a limit, it's actually a minimum for that ease funding. You can do a full VIP program here and get some testing done, right? And so, because we're a Christian mission, our prices are a lot more affordable. And, we're basically in the business to help you guys get well. And we have to make sure we pay our people, of course, right? And I have to feed my family too. But yeah, this is really a good deal. It really is. And that's my mandate too, is to keep it a good deal for you. So care credit. Yeah, good question. I don't like care credit, to be honest. And I know that like my own dentist uses care credit. And the problem with care credit is they specifically tell you what you can do and what you cannot. Okay. So it's kind of like the insurance industry. It's another reason why we don't like working with the insurance, because insurance companies literally tell you what you can do and what you cannot. Right. And so while some of the testing that the newer scientific testing that we can do for you here, we can do it all. There isn't any testing that we cannot do here. Okay, we're attached to all the labs. But some of it we can get covered by insurance sometimes. okay? And it's a royal hassle to get it done. The honest truth is, unless you're already on Medicare disability, it's a royal pain in the butt to get these tests covered by your insurance. If you are on Medicare disability, there is a way that we can do it. It's still kind of a roundabout way, and it's harder. It takes more time, but there is a way, right? But most of the time, it's easier for people to just pay cash for their testing, put it on a credit card, whatever, get the ease funding, whatever, because then you get your results right away, and then you're good to go. Right? Otherwise, it might take months to make it happen. And it's no fun going through that process. It just basically causes people more stress. So we don't like working with the insurance, and we really don't like working with Care Credit. Care Credit also, they're one of those companies that can charge you like 31% interest, 32% interest, which is crazy. That's crazy, you guys. That's not a smart financial decision, right? So anyway, okay. All right. Aw, you're a rock star. I tell my team that all the time. Every time they do something awesome, which is like every day, I'm like, oh, you guys are rock stars. It's great. Okay, who is on Medicare disability here? Amy. Yeah. Okay, so Amy, we can talk about that, because there is a way that we can get at least, there's this one company, and actually it's the Genova Diagnostic, the Nutri-Eval that I was giving you guys the information about. They actually do accept Medicare, right? And Medicare does cover the Nutri-Eval and several other tests from Genova as well. There's a tox test, there's hormonal testing, there's other testing that Medicare will cover through Genova. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt, though, to get it done. But if that's the only way you can do it, we can help you with that. Okay, so get in touch. I'm gonna make sure that I put the website here again for you guys. Dang, I just noticed what time it was. You guys have been listening to me talk all this time. You guys are rock stars, man. Okay, so that's our website. The phone number to the office is 760-460-4349. We are physically based in San Diego, California. I know people always ask that, but we are a 100% virtual company. We help people all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Australia. I even had a lady contact me from Thailand, but it turns out we didn't work together. It was just too hard. She doesn't have everything she needs there in order to work, so that wouldn't have worked. But anyway, we can work with people all over the world. Let me make sure that I hit enter so you guys have the phone number. Okay, so Amy says, what was that price for today only include? Okay, let me go back over and I'll show you guys one more time on that, but I got to get to the right place. I have to, let's see, I have to share. Give me just a second, figure out the tech. I'm going to, wait a minute. First, I have to pull up the slides. Give me a second because I put those away. So let me see. Pull up the slides and then make them big, and then go back over and show you guys the slide of the price and everything that it includes. There we go. And zoom and share and boom, and then I'll make it big for you. Okay, so this is everything that $197 price includes. You're going to get 2 of our foundational programs that you can start working on right away. And that's our 30-day Easy Quick Start program, and also the Reverse Brain Fog, Anxiety, and Depression program. Okay, and those 2 programs alone are amazing because they really do get you started. They give you everything that you need. And then, of course, you'll be able to ask us questions too on the back end of our site. My operations manager will be giving you a call, and he will soft onboard you, put you into our system. All of our team will surround you with love and say, hey, here we are, you can ask your questions, right? So you're really getting a lot of concierge service just from ordering your first little appointment here with us. So both of those programs, you're going to get your one-on-one root cause evaluation with me. You're going to have this really nice long questionnaire that you get to fill out first, and then you're going to sit down with me. If you have any testing that you've had done previously, you can upload that. I'll take a look at that as well. Then I'm going to put together a custom testing strategy for you. You can also get 10% off your labs if you want to bundle them together. And you're going to get your 10% off of any supplements and things that you need. Okay. And that's everything that's included for the $197 price. So you can take a picture of the QR code there, and it'll take you straight over to this site here where you can book your call. Okay, so I will go back to that slide so that you can take a picture of that. And I see that there's probably more questions here. Okay. There we go. You're putting your chickens away. Where do you live, Amy? We have chickens here too. We have perfectly organic chickens, so we can have perfectly organic eggs, and we don't feed them corn and soy, and we let them be free range, and it's totally cool. Okay. Yeah, you can either do that little scanner code thing, or you can put this in, and I'll actually put that into the chat too, because that might be easier for people if I put this into the chat. It's the bit.ly/root cause 7. And so let me grab the link. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's not giving me the chat. There we go. Now I got the chat. Okay, so it's HTTPS. Okay, let me make sure I typed that right. Yep. Okay, so yeah, you can click on that bit.ly/root cause 7, and that will also take you to that same place. Okay, and remember that it's a HIPAA compliant site, so it's all perfectly protected. You don't have to worry. Okay, but if for some reason, you're in Texas, awesome. I lived in Texas, and I have friends in Texas too, Amy. And I lived down in the Corpus Christi area when my husband, actually, that's part of my very sad story. That was part of the illness, is my husband literally left us with me, my daughter, who was also sick, and a 6-month-old baby, my granddaughter. And he just decided he couldn't take it anymore. That was the end of that. And so I moved from Virginia, where we were living, to be closer to my best friend in Corpus Christi, Texas. And she helped me for a while, right? Yeah, so Texas is cool. I love Texas. You have to limit your time in the Texas sun. Yeah, because you have lupus. Okay. But you can learn how to help to turn down that chronic inflammation, and then you will be able to enjoy more of the sun again. So I'll tell you, Amy, when I was sick, and this is true about most people with autoimmune disease, we can only tolerate temperature changes in very small increments, right? Like I had to be right at that perfect temperature mark. Otherwise, I was either too hot or too cold. And either way, if I was too cold, my Raynaud's would come out and I would start, just freezing and shivering and whatever, and being very uncomfortable and getting a headache. Or if I was too hot, then I would start sweating and get nauseous and feel malaise and just horrible and cranky and everything else, right? And as I started getting well, now this didn't happen for a long time, though. I'll tell you, it took a long time to get me there. But like, after a couple of years, I started noticing that, oh, I can actually use the sauna. What? Like that would have been impossible when I was sick. There was no way I could have used the sauna, right? I could use the sauna, and then I could sit in the sun, which is a very healthy thing to do if you can tolerate it, right? And so, yeah, your body really does want to heal. It really does. Asthma and eczema, genetic issues. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 I'm sure that there are things that you can do for him too. Even these genetic issues, remember that, and you will learn this coming through our program too. If you guys decide to come through our program here, we're teaching you the latest of the genetics, that really the genetic predispositions can be 5 to 10% of the problem. The other 90 to 95% is the environment that your genes are in. And so you got to turn down that chronic inflammation, and then your genes start expressing better. Even with some of these really bad genetic issues, they can still get better if you turn down the inflammation. And I'm not saying they're going to get 100% better. I am saying that they will get better, right? Higher quality of life, higher quality of life. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Amy, I'm going to tell you something that for many years I never told anybody, okay, because I was too embarrassed. But part of what started my whole downfall into poor health, the way it started was panic when I was 12 years old. Can you imagine being a 12-year-old kid? And I don't know when yours started, but imagine being a 12-year-old kid and all of a sudden having panic attacks and not knowing why, and no one around me knew why. And what I know now is that my gut health was so damaged that it literally caused that neurochemical expression to be off, and therefore anxiety and depression starts, okay? But when you learn how to fix your gut microbiome, and now you're producing those neurochemicals properly, and part of that brain fog, anxiety, and depression program that we offer to you can start doing that from the top down. It's just a help, okay? From the top down, it's a symptom relief. From the top down, it really does help with the anxiety and depression. And then we're going to be working from the bottom up by correcting your gut health and getting all those good bugs back that are actually creating the good neurochemicals that are creating your serotonin and the right amounts of dopamine and norepinephrine and epinephrine, so that you don't have the anxiety anymore, right? I mean, this is really possible. You don't have to be that person who suffers with anxiety and depression your whole life. You can fix it at the biochemical level, and you can also fix it at the spiritual level and the emotional level. And when you put those things together, right, it's just amazing what you can do. It really, really is. Let me see. Yep. Yeah. My own daughter has a form of Asperger's as well. So I totally get that. She also has a very severe brain injury. She had a traumatic brain injury, and literally she has come back to health. She went from not being able to speak to now she's just amazing. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's talking again, she's doing everything that she should be doing, right? And she still has some ways to go, right? But working at it, working at it. Yeah, I know. My quality of life was really poor too, Amy. I get it. I get it. All right. You've had 2 strokes already, Amy. I had one. I had a Just one of those little ones. It only lasted, for me, mine only lasted for about 45 minutes, and then it went away, and they didn't have to give me the medicine at the hospital. But that was back when I was sick. Yeah. So Amy, I hope that that you are, I hope that you can afford to do that Nutri-Eval test, or I hope that you can save for it, or I hope that you can do the the ease funding or something, right? Or maybe we can, get it covered from insurance for you, because if you've had a couple of strokes, we need to fix your cellular deficiencies, because I'm sure that there is a niacin deficiency there. I am absolutely positive, right? And there's some mitochondrial help that you definitely need with the combination of foods and lifestyle and supplementation that can really help to protect you. And Amy, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to give you a freebie, okay? Because I don't want you to have another stroke here, okay? You have got to keep your sugar level down. High carb foods and sugar are absolutely putting tiny little holes in the epithelial lining of your blood vessels every day, okay? And you got to stop eating like that. If that's the only thing you can do, do it. Oh my gosh, do it like tomorrow. Stop smoking. And yeah, like I know you're waiting till the 15th for that, but oh my gosh, stop eating the high carbs now. Because literally, the more you keep causing those little microscopic holes in the epithelial lining of your veins and your arteries, the more you're increasing the likelihood of having a blockage and a stroke, right? And wow, I mean, that's really scary to me. Super scary to me. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's amazing, Amy. Wow, you had the stroke. You should have been left paralyzed or dead. But the next morning, the stroke was gone. God thing, you're supposed to be here, Amy. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to hear the truth. You're supposed to work on your health, right? The Lord wants us to be responsible with the bodies that He's given us and learn these things. And actually, now that what you eat 8 candy bars a day? What? Amy, you sound like me when I was sick. Holy moly. I used to sit down with those ginormous bags of M&Ms that you get at Costco, not the little ginormous bags, okay? I mean the big old honking party-sized bags, okay? I used to sit down with one of those. I used to always have one in the cupboard, and it would be gone in like 4 days. And I didn't only do that. I mean, I would have the M&Ms and the ice cream and the junk and the pasta and the bread, and I would eat a good 6 to 8 pieces of bread a day, because toast was like my favorite thing to eat in the world, and it was easy for me to make when I was sick, so I ate toast all day long. I mean, oh my gosh, my body was just, my cells were screaming. They were like, "Are you kidding me? You're killing me," right? And when I learned all the science and I learned everything, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't my doctor tell me this? You know? So yeah, this has to stop, dear. It does.
Well, I was gonna.
I have
Can
a
you hear
weakness
me?
for Three Musketeer bars too, but I don't ever touch them ever again. Never,
Can you hear
never.
me?
Right? So let me tell you a story, Amy, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. But I want to give you the story. Okay. So, and this can apply to men or women. Okay. But I'm just going to talk to Amy right now. Okay. So, Amy, I know a lot of women can relate to this. What if you had a boyfriend who decided to come home from work drunk and beat the crap out of you? Okay. And I'm sorry if that hits a nerve, because I know a lot of us women have been through stuff like that. Okay. Would you choose to stay with him? Or would you say, you know what, you jerk? You are toxic. You are mean to me. You don't love me. You hate me. You are awful. You're a skunk. You need to go away. Okay. You need to say the same thing to that Three Musketeers bar, because that Three Musketeers bar does not love you. You love it, but it is killing you. It does not love you. It is not serving you. It's not helping your cells to heal. It's actually causing your cells to be sick and to die, right? So I want you to think of that Three Musketeers bar or any of that other sugar like a toxic boyfriend, okay, or a toxic husband, right? Get them the heck out of your life. Okay, they don't belong there. You're a child of God. You're a princess. You're a queen. You are beautiful. You're amazing. You're this just very, very special creature that God made, that there is only one of you, and you do not deserve to eat things that hate you. You deserve to eat things that love you. Like when I sit down to my dinner tonight, it's probably going to be either like a big piece of grilled fish or I don't know, I might have a steak, I might have, something like that. And it's probably going to be on a big bed of dark leafy greens. There's going to probably be a little bit of goat cheese because goat cheese is healthier. There's probably going to be, maybe just a tiny bit of fruit in there. Maybe some, maybe some fermented, maybe a little sauerkraut or something. The dressing is going to be amazing. It's going to, be made with super healthy olive oil and garlic and, lots of good spices. And it's going to make my mouth just go, boing, I love this, right? I'm going to gobble it up. And then my cells are going to go, thank you. I'm totally satisfied. I'm healing. I'm feeling great. My brain feels great. I can sleep well now because I ate that kind of a meal instead of Three Musketeers bars. Okay, I love those things. I will not touch them. No way. No way. Not since I learned the truth of what they were doing to me. So I want you to take that home and think about it. And now that I've said it, you can't forget it anyway. Right? Now that I've said it, it's out there, it's in the world. Now you got to think about it, right? It's probably going to haunt you for a while. Every time you try to eat that Three Musketeers bar, you're going to go, dang that woman, why didn't you tell me that? Yeah. Yeah. It's really, what the science is saying now, it's the fructose that's really killing us. That above all the other things that we can do for our health, that fructose is really the biggest thing that we really have to get control over. We really do. It causes the insulin resistance. It causes the epithelial cell damage. It causes leaky gut. It causes leaky epithelial cells. It causes leaky brain. It causes heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, autoimmune disease, you name it, right? It's really the sugar, the fructose specifically, that is the most important thing that we can get control of. And I think that we all, Amy, need a lot of love and community and guidance in order to make that happen. I very seriously doubt, just by me telling you that little story, that you're all of a sudden going to quit Three Musketeers bars. Right? I very seriously doubt that. You're going to need a lot of love and a lot of support to make that happen, right? But it has to happen, Amy, because if it doesn't, you will just continue to get worse, and that's not okay, right? It's not okay with me. It's not okay with you. It's not okay with the people who love you, and it's not okay with God, right? He wants you to be healthy. So you need help, and when you're ready, we're here for you. Okay. Ate your last one when you first started this session. Yeah, you'll never be able to eat one again without hearing like, "Ow, she said it's toxic. I'm not supposed to be eating this." All right, you guys. Well, we've been on here for a long time, and I appreciate you guys being here. And even though I just met you guys today, I really do feel an attachment, a camaraderie, right? I know that we can help you. And even if you're not ready for that help yet, I hope that you'll take the information that you learned today, and I hope go prove me wrong. Right? Go out there, go do your research, watch that betrayal series, look things up, right? Look up the books that I talked to you about. Maybe grab my book if you like, right? And really let today be the start of you really making some positive changes, right? That you can do for your health. Let it be the beginning of the new transformation of your health. Right? It's not going to happen tomorrow, but you got to take the first step, right? Got to do something, right? So if you want to work with us, just let us know. We're here for you. And in the meantime, this recording will be in the YouTube. It's under the Autoimmune Geek. So if you want to go to the YouTube and like and share and do all those good things that we do on social media so that more people can hear the truth, that's super important, and I really appreciate if you do that. Okay. All right. So love you guys. God bless you. Take care. And I hope to see you in a private session soon. Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.